What was Yammy like?
Yammy's like my brother, man. He's they're just wild. What it is with Yammy's he's like my old self on steroids, if that makes sense. Like, he was in prison, yeah, he was a bigger figure than I was, right? In prison. Because in prison, he made an impact in certain jails and he'd done certain things. So he was just wild. Him and my brother were like hitmen, weren't they? They used to just take contracts on everybody in the dispersal. So he was just wild. He was just off the hook. And
Yeah, over 46 years, and we had him on a podcast when he told his story, man. It's difficult as well, even though the damage that he done but he was abused and stuff as a kid.
Mate,
and
powerful, man.
Painful stuff, man. And we met and we've spoke a few times, man, and you can't help but smile when you speak to him on the phone. He's such a bubbly character.
He's been through so much, though, do you know what I mean? And it's like, I think he's like myself. He's worked himself through the insanity back to normality, do you know what I mean? Like, and he's making himself whole rather than just a product of his environment, you know, because them that bird does have an impact. It really does have an impact, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't not go through all of that prison sentence and not be affected. Like, that's a hell of a lot of bird, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've done a lot of bird, but it's affected me, and it affected me when I was a kid growing up in all the sort of unexpected of places. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you don't understand you're insane when you're going through all that stuff. You don't realise what you're doing as being insane. So your normalisation of the crazy stuff is what makes the transition sort of, it made it easier for me, I think, because it was easy for me to say, fuck, I was wrong. Fuck, I should have listened. Fuck, I can't do that no more. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get to a point where you know, what's the point? There's no point in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're growing up, you're trying to fit in, you're trying to make a name for yourself, trying to make a future for yourself, there's a point to taking a risk. There's a point to cutting corners. There's a point, do you know what I mean? Because there's a chance you're going to make it. But when you're sort of 40 odd years of age, 35 years of age, 40 years of age, and you've got kids, you've actually really got to consider what it is you're doing and how you're doing it, rather than just going out on a limb and egotistically doing things because it pleases other people, you know? And that was the madness about living that world, that we lived it for everybody else to make us feel good with that emotional gratification, you know?